Everyone, this is Mike Dot. I'm here with Afromania, and welcome back to the podcast. Today is a pretty nice day outside, and we are here to talk about games. I'm feeling pretty good today, and I'm wondering how are you feeling today?
I'm good. Yeah, Afromania here. That's my name, apparently.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
yeah,
Well,
yeah. You know.
Anyway.
It's what's up? No, but I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. You all right, man? You feel a little tired?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
to be honest,
a little bit under the weather.
Yeah, a little bit, but
Yeah.
I'll be fine. Anyway, today we wanted to talk about customization in video games. For quite some time, customization has always been an option to give players the choice to immerse themselves in the games a little bit more, or just give themselves more options in how they want to enjoy the game, whether visually or competitively, or just just to screw around and just make something creative or just make themselves. And this is a topic that Afromania really wanted to get into, so I wanted to ask, why do you bring this topic up today?
You know why I brought it up? Because it's like you said, I think everything you just mentioned, it's been around over the years too, and just to see how it's evolved over the years in terms of what customizations you can do. Back in the day, it was very minimum what you can and what you can teeter around, what you can do in terms of certain aspects and certain aesthetics. And as time has gone on through video game development, it's gotten more and more detailed over the years. So I figured that's something we can just kind of talk about in terms of what types of customizations that you kind of remembered when you were playing video games, and what was you consider one of the best styles of customization that you ever tinkered in, where you felt like the character design was close to the characters that were designed by the developers. So
yeah, okay, well, yeah, I got a few games in mind, actually, quite a few, but I want to know what games that you have in mind.
Yeah, so I think a couple of games that kind of popped up for me in the beginning. It wasn't really one of the more popular Soul Calibur games, though. I think it was one of the least ones. But Soul Calibur 3, I think, really kind of sit down and explored it in terms of fighting games, in terms of how they introduced this new customization angle, where not only did you not make your character, not only did the stuff that you chose in terms of the suits that you wear and the costumes that you picked, not only was there for simply the aesthetic, but also played a part in terms of the fighting styles that you picked, in terms of like different fighting styles. And most importantly, I also remember, and I think what they try to do with that game is that I think different clothing that you picked either changed, I guess, your morality, if you were good or you were bad. I think I remember when I was designing like a ninja for a while, he was good, but then when I started to add in different tones and different things, that he got later on evil.
I remember
as the
that.
Game
I remember
changed.
that.
Yeah, so it changed a little bit dynamics to, which I thought was very, very interesting, and it kind of led to be one of the foundations for later Soul Calibur games, where you started to see a lot more creative stuff, a lot more creative characters moving down the pipeline. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I played around that.
Okay, so you said Soul Calibur, like which
3.
one? 3? Yeah, okay. That was the one.
Yeah, Soul Calibur 3 was one.
Yeah, that was the one that I think introduced the whole Creative Soul system, and it was pretty robust for its time, and it improved in the later games from what I've heard.
Definitely Soul Calibur 4. It took the next leap.
I think 5, it actually wasn't as good, but then and then 6, and then I think it was like 5 and then 6. It proved back up again.
Yeah,
which was nice. But yeah, I think 4 was the biggest. I do remember a lot from 3. Like you said, you could customize your character through their outfits. I remember you like making like a white ninja girl.
Yeah,
who had like a pretty stoic personality, but her personality didn't change when you changed her weapon, because she had like a kunai and like knife combo. But when you gave her a sickle, she started acting more sadistic, and it was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, I did remember making that. Definitely. Yeah, when I made the ninja girl, when I was playing around with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally remember that. And again, remember when I made my my other ninja character. He was regal, like he was chill and regal. Only until like certain ads I made, then he started to get evil. So it says actually kind of funny. I kind of leaned into it, like I was almost leaning into his character, like almost like this once proud warrior got swept into corruption, and I just kind of led down to that path, which I just thought was pretty cool, though. But no, cool little aspects of that when you added that bit of customization was pretty interesting at the time. Something I never really played around, something that really wasn't there for the time that we were playing games.
Okay, so when I think of customization, the first thing that comes to my mind are MMORPGs. Those are the games that require as much customization as possible because you're trying to get immersed in this game world and you want to either make a character that truly resembles you and your interests and your playstyle and all that. So MMORPGs usually have like customization in spades, like especially when you're starting and you're making your first character. A lot of MMOs tend to have like face sliders and body sliders and all that stuff to make a character your own. And I think even more so than just MMOs in general, Asian MMOs have a lot of it. They pride themselves on the character customization. You will be in that character customization screen for hours. Just making a character the way you want it. The biggest MMO that I played that had the most intense amount of character customization was a game called Blade and Soul by NCSoft.
Yeah,
it was a really cool MMO for its time. I mean, it's still available now. It's not as popular as it used to be, but it was a really cool martial arts theme MMO where it had a lot of like in-depth combat where it's like very skill based, and for a time it even had a pretty big PvP scene, and it was actually pretty cool to watch that for its time. Again, it's not as popular now as it was back then, but it's still going, and the customization was amazing. To show off how impressive the character customization was, they actually did a segment where they tried to take a famous Western movie star, Liam Neeson, and recreate him in the game. Using the character customization tools. It was actually pretty in depth. And so in depth that it's the same tools that they use to make NPCs in the game. So if you wanted to like recreate an NPC in the game, you could absolutely do that with the tools. And I wish more games would do that. Yeah,
and I think some games are taking that little bit of cue. For a great example, look at Street Fighter 6 right now. It's creative. Their customization tools, I think, have been pretty robust over the years. Not as good as one-to-one was the actual character designs. I think the character designs clearly are more detailed and they stand out with a lot more better polished than say your custom creator. But I've been online in certain forums and I've seen some really cool ones. I think I remember one person made like Mike Tyson down to like one-to-one, which I thought was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
a pretty impressive design.
I mean, the tools for customization in that game is also pretty intense. What they did is that they leveraged their technology from Monster Hunter World and the customization from that game. They brought that over into Street Fighter 6,
which is the exact same engine.
It's not the same engine. It's the same like customization tools. I think they're on a completely different engine because it's a completely different engine. It's
because 6 is the RE engine.
Street Fighter 6 is RE engine, and Monster Hunter World was built on MT Framework, which was their previous in-house engine.
Oh, okay.
And MT Framework, it's still a great engine. It's still incredibly like optimized and just runs so efficiently. And I kind of wish they would just stick with that engine just a little bit longer. But I get it. I get it. They wanted to move on to something more powerful, something that has more leverage. That's obviously the RE engine.
Yeah, and just going back with even like customization, some of them. It doesn't have the best customization, but I always go back to like Def Jam Vendetta just for the setup of the story of the customization, which was really cool. When you're this mysterious figure that ends up running a car to saving D-Mob, and then you escape, and then the cops go to the scene of the crime, and then the way that they have to describe you is that you're in the police and they have to draw you out like a sketch, you know, and when you're making criminals and stuff like that. So I thought that was a really cool intro into your creative character that immersed you into that story. Have you ever really experienced any kind of games that not only had those kind of intros that lead into customizations? Have you ever played any games like that? Any kind of examples?
I'm drawing a blank at the moment. I'm pretty sure I probably have at some point, but yeah, like I'm just thinking like what kind of like games do you have in mind with that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, Def Jam was really one of the ones that kind of picked up.
Just that one.
Yeah, that really was the one that really picked up me the most when it turns into customization. But yeah, that's the one I would think about that in terms of stories. What other games could I think of? Maybe did Halo do a little bit of that? I think Halo Infinite. No, probably not Halo.
Yeah, not too sure. I haven't been a big Halo person, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, fair enough. Totally fair enough. But no, that was one of the more cool introductions. I remember in terms of customization. I can't even speak today. Wow. Customization of characters, though. But I think one of the big ones in terms of fighting games, again, fighting games have been really good about this, has been, like I said, Soul Calibur 3 and then later on to situations. Another one that's not bad, but I won't say wasn't not at the same level. Tekken 8's one's not totally that bad in terms of customization, but it's not like... It's never
because I know what you're thinking. Because like when it comes to that customization, it's not as good as Tekken 6. Tekken 6 was the peak when it comes to character customization in that series. Like so many people talk about how amazing it was.
Really,
like it was just it never like got as good as that.
And I'll admit I really never played around with Tekken 6's customization because I'm a purist. Like I don't like changing the characters' looks that much. Yeah, I wasn't big on changing the characters' looks. I just feel like that it just looked kind of goofy when you're playing somebody online. And then, like, you're taking on someone's force law, and then he's in a jester outfit with, crazy things and little kitty cats running around in their head, though. So I was much of a purist, though. But it does go into some creativity that some people are able to go out there and create. Like, I have to give them credit to the levels of detail they're able to take certain characters, like you said, the game that you played, Blade and Soul, and how they were able to create Liam Neeson and be able to take those little details, or how that person was able to make Mike Tyson in 6. I always give them such credibilities because, again, it really just shows you the engine, how much the engines have improved so much that the details have been that creative in making these certain characters.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, it's a feature that's obviously becoming more and more requested as gaming goes on, and obviously some big name games are now starting to include as much customization as you can to try to make a cool character that relates to you. Obviously the biggest one being like Baldur's Gate 3, and how that game has so much customization that you can literally just make the character, and obviously it's a character that will fit into the world as immersive as possible, and it's also obviously should be a standard at this point. But especially when it comes to like RPGs and MMOs and all that stuff.
Here's another thing I want to ask: with these customizations, not only are customizations getting better, do you think the next step would be voice acting, like actual dialogue that these characters are saying, or is there a game out there that has done a little bit of that?
I'm not sure, but considering the fact that now we're in the age of AI,
that's what I was thinking.
I do think that is going to be the next step, where you can basically just like speak your voice into like a microphone, just have the game synthesize your voice and basically create dialogue based on your voice.
Yeah.
That would be the next step when it comes to customization, and would be pretty cool. But I do think that it's going to have some, like, you know, obviously technical limitations and some complications about, you know, speaking your voice into this game, and obviously security issues.
Security issues are big, and maybe some legality issues too. You have to worry about, right?
Exactly.
You know, you can't use a famous person's voice for your just make a character.
Yeah.
I feel like that brings some kind of legality to it.
I mean, just the whole topic of obvious AI and legality is just like a big topic for another day.
Yeah,
but
I understand. Yeah, but in terms of like designs of customizations, it's like really, you know, crazy in terms of next level and stuff like that. So
yeah, basically, I mean, I think it's cool if we can, like, you know, cut out the red tape and iron out all the kinks and get all the legalities out. I think it'll be really cool if we can actually have that kind of like customization in our games.
Yeah, no, I totally agree on that. Pretty much on that. So is there any other like customization things that you can think of?
I mean, in terms of just like customization in general, what about also like move customization? Like just being able to customize your character with different moves and whatnot. And like one game that comes to mind is actually Smash Brothers, but Super Smash Brothers for Wii U and for 3DS had a feature that a lot of people skimmed over. The fact that it had a custom move system where you could actually swap out the moves, the special moves of each character with a completely like different move. And it made the character play completely, well, not make completely different, but a little bit different here and there. Basically, you can adjust it to
adapt to your play style.
Yeah, like if you want like Mario to throw a slower but heavy hitting fireball or a faster fireball that does no knockback or hit stun, you could totally do that. And that was like a feature that was completely unique to Smash Brothers for Wii U.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I'm kind of curious. Well, obviously, there's an obvious reason why they didn't bring that feature back, because that would be a bitch to balance out competitively and to play online with that kind of feature. Yeah, obviously, that's not going to fly.
Yeah, though. But again, it just unfortunately seemed like a feature that was never really maybe adopted by the community.
Yeah, it was never.
You thought
it was never fully like embraced by the competitive scene, obviously.
Yeah,
and not fully like. In fact, I don't even think you could use the custom moves online. So,
really,
like, what was the point, right?
Yeah, no, true. Let alone, like you said, was never embraced in competitive game, so it never really maybe have gotten the spotlight. Maybe if players were to use it very uniquely. You know, I think that would have been totally interesting. So
yeah, but I think the just custom moves is also just like a pretty cool concept. I mean, some previous Mortal Kombat games, like I think Armageddon, where you could create your own fighter and you could have custom moves for that game as well.
Yes, I do remember that. Yeah. In terms of what you can do in terms of customization, now that you bring it up, I don't remember too much of the customization of Armageddon. I mean, you were big into Armageddon. I remember.
I mean, I wasn't too big into Armageddon. I was big into Deception. And Mortal Kombat Deception was the one that I was big into. Okay. Armageddon was the one where they just kind of threw every character from the Mortal Kombat history into the game.
Yeah.
But because they did that, a lot of the movesets were kind of just like
watered down.
Yeah, they were watered down and cookie cutter.
Yeah.
And same thing for the customization in that game. Everything was just like so streamlined, and everything was just kind of made to be like generic.
Yeah.
That it kind of made the whole experience not very stellar.
Yeah. I do remember I do remember a little bit of the.
I absolutely like the fact that the feature was there, but obviously they didn't flesh it out, and they didn't have time to flesh it out because making every like move and every character super unique with different animations would be a lot to develop.
Yeah, it's very time consuming to be able to even get that out. What would you say? What was your probably not your best like customization tool that you played around with? Like, this is dog shit. Like when I was making game, when I was making a character, this didn't even look good, no matter how hard you tried.
I mean, I can't really say that, like, nothing really comes to mind.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all like most of the games I played with customization were pretty decent. I mean, I can point out stuff that a lot of other people didn't enjoy, like I guess like the recent Saints Row game that had customization that a lot of people didn't find like really good. You couldn't make a decent looking character with that game for whatever reason. And especially considering that the customization in previous Saints Row games were like a lot better.
Really good. Like Saints
and pretty
Row,
goofy.
And goofy, yeah. Especially in Saints Row 3, customization really went
all over the place.
Went all over the place,
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it was fun and it was pretty decent.
What do you think about certain customizations in the current generation, like Fortnite's customization? What opinions did you have about it?
I mean,
did you think in terms of its stylistic and its design and
I mean, I don't think the characters themselves. You can't customize the characters themselves, right? Like, because those are like pre-made characters.
Oh, really? I thought you could.
Yeah,
customize.
Yeah, that you can't.
Characters.
That being said, there is customization in other forms because you do have the sandbox mode. In Fortnite, where you can kind of create like custom maps, custom game modes, and all that sort of stuff. And I think that's pretty cool because like. Obviously, it's gotten to the point that Fortnite has grown so big that it's no longer just a game.
Yeah.
It's no longer just this battle royale game you play. It's a sandbox. It's a platform for other things now, considering the fact that there's a rock band mini game in Fortnite now, and there's like a racing mini game that's developed by the people who made Rocket League in the game now. You can like share custom game modes and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it is a whole platform where you can just make whatever the heck you want, and it's neat. And I mean, they basically took the Roblox approach.
Yeah.
To just opening opening the game up and just letting people create whatever they want. Although it's still a little bit restricted because it has to conform to a theme.
Yeah.
In the style of Fortnite, unlike Roblox, where you can just completely go off the rails and make anything you want in Roblox, to the point where you can make stuff that doesn't even resemble Roblox. In fact, have you ever heard of a game within a game called Frontlines?
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you haven't, but this is like with the Roblox engine, the Roblox tools, they were able to make a game that's basically like a Call of Duty Modern Warfare like clone, and it looks so like a modern shooter that it doesn't resemble Roblox in the slightest. It's actually really impressive. I have to show it to you.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's
something I would never expect coming for a game that's made for kids.
Everybody, I'm sorry, knocked my microphone a little bit, but yeah.
I'm excited about Roblox.
No, I'm not excited. I mean,
super excited.
No. I actually decided to download the Frontlines game, and it's not bad. It's not a game that you're gonna like come back to as your main game of the day, but as a game
back to Roblox.
No, okay. Listen. It's not a game that you're just gonna be playing every day, single day, but as a game that you can just like, if you just want some time to kill, you need to just like, blow off a little bit of steam. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. It's a pretty good game, and that's not the only example. There's other like games within of Roblox that are completely unique and don't look anything like Roblox, and they just give you that freedom to just create what you want.
That's interesting in terms of so since we are going into a little bit more into customization of Create, Minecraft, what we say about games like Minecraft, I mean, Minecraft's the king of that, man. It's incredible what a lot of these people, with their artistry and the mindset they're able to do, and the time to be able to create a lot of this stuff. Like, I think that there was one person who created the entire Mushroom Kingdom. That was completely designed. I was like, that's amazing. I think another one made like Hogwarts. It's like Minecraft. Like it's almost like I could see the people at Lego were like, damn, why didn't we not think of this any sooner? Right? You know, in terms of basically what's the customization and things that people are doing, and even the cool like music videos. One that I saw, this was a couple of years ago, where it was just this incredibly detailed, like it's just on the tracks, and it was just like a music video, but it kept on changing to different areas, either from hot and cold and seasons, and it was just beautifully detailed. And I just would sit down and just watch that too. Again, not a big Minecraft player at the least though, but you have to appreciate some of the artistry that people are able to do. They're able to take it from just simply video games and, like you said, make it more into like a sandbox experience where it's just nice to look at and find other ways to use the artistry and stuff like that.
And ironically, since you mentioned Lego and whatnot in Minecraft, there is now Lego Fortnite.
Yes.
So you can have that same kind of experience within Fortnite and with Legos. So,
which I think it was smart about Lego to find, which is even funny because even now, like Lego has Minecraft toys, you know, already out there, which is like, so they eventually figured a way to come around it. So
to get that license and just have everything come full circle.
Yeah. Which I thought was pretty cool.
I mean, we can keep going down this path. We went from customization to creation, which I think it's a pretty cool segue from one topic to another. Because now I'm thinking about another like set of creation tools that's it's no longer receiving updates, but it had such a dedicated community for the longest time, and that's Dreams by Media Molecule. The people that made Little Big Planet for the PS3, PS4.
Okay,
they made like a platform called Dreams.
I do remember that.
Yeah,
wasn't that for the PlayStation?
It's 3? PlayStation 4. Oh, it's 4. PlayStation 4 and 5.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's basically been Media Molecule's magnum opus when it comes to the whole play, create, share model that they've had for years. And it's just basically a game about making games. Yeah. And well, you can make other things. You can make art. You can make music with it, but mostly it's used for making games.
Developing games back in the day. In terms of creation and stuff like that. Yes.
It's pretty cool. I mean, people still make stuff with it. It's still being used to this very day. It's a thing that I kind of wish was on PC, because I think if it was on PC,
it would have a better life.
I think it would. A lot of more people would definitely play into it a lot more. But since it's restricted to the PS4 and 5 platforms, I think it's a little bit restricted. But people still have been able to make amazing things, full games with it, and some experiences that I kind of wish were like full on like retail products. It's like and that's the kind of the thing. The issue with these like creation tools, these creation platforms like Roblox and Dreams, is that they're kind of stuck on those platforms. Yeah. And you kind of wish that you could take them somewhere else, but you can't. And I'm just saying, like, is it really worth it? If you really want to make something truly ambitious, is it really worth it to keep it on a platform like Roblox or a platform like Dreams? Do you feel like it's something that aspiring game developers should do?
You know, it's tough because, you know, again, you also have to look at the publishers that are behind it, you know, how they have it set up, and if it's made for like PlayStation, and it's going to unfortunately be with PlayStation, so they would want it on that pronoun. Yeah, I always find those things a little difficult, because it's like at the end of the day, like, sure, you're able to create something that's grand, but it has a bit of a limit because again, it can only be on that one platform. It's not like you can share it to anything else. And then, like you said, going back to what we talked about, like legalities and situations like that, like what do you do in terms of like making these certain games and stuff like that? Like, it's not like you can make money off of it, unfortunately. I mean, or they set up a program where, you know, whatever games are distributed, they get a cut or something like that. I don't know about that. So I always find when you hear about like a game development creation tool that's dedicated to games, it's like, where do you go from here? Like you feel like it's very limited in terms of what, even though I think Dreams is very expansive, but it's limited in terms of its scope, in terms of its reach and its commercial value. Like you can't be able to sell it, you know. So unfortunately for stuff like that, it really just feels like the next step would actually be learning programming and learning actual like programs like a 3D Max Painter or playing around with Adobe or
Godot or learning Godot or I mean, I would say Unity, but Unity is, you know, or have issues,
or simply just playing around with the Unreal Engine and trying to get into the game world and stuff like that. That would honestly be the next step from that, because it's nice. I think like in terms of those creation tools, like just like you said, Dreams, and even games like Roblox and Minecraft, it does give you an introduction to be able to play around with it, and then hopefully eventually, if they want to go into the realm of game design and game development, you know, that would be the next jumping step. So I'm not against that,
but obviously a lot of game publishers and developers know that there is value to, at the very least, give the youth some inspiration to just create something that could obviously push them towards creation of their own games and their own ideas and whatnot. Obviously, Nintendo is a big company that loves that sort of thing. They love creation, and it's kind of funny going back when Little Big Planet was blowing up on the PS3. Nintendo back then, I believe, I think it was, not sure if it was Reggie Fils-Aimé that spoke about it, or the president of Nintendo, but I remember them saying that they wish they had a game like Little Big Planet on Nintendo platform, and they kind of missed that bus. They obviously tried to create something of their own with the Game Builder Garage, which was basically built off the remnants of the Nintendo Labo, the $70 cardboard for your Nintendo Switch. But as goofy as Nintendo Labo was, it still was a pretty impressive experience to at least give kids something physical to create and basically introduce them to the world of programming at a very young age. That's what Nintendo Labo allowed them to do. I remember that there was a news story about how a kid used Nintendo Labo to enhance their wheelchair to work in specific ways.
Really?
I need to really look up that article. It's been like years since that article was put out, but it was a very inspiring thing that a kid was able to use Labo in such a unique way. And obviously, again, with the Game Builder Garage, basically allowed you to learn basic coding and learn how to basically make your own games. Obviously, you couldn't make something as impressive like you can with Dreams, but obviously the spark of creativity was still there.
And I think that's the important thing. Like I said, Nintendo it's always been a company that's always willing to take risk and always willing to put that risk out for their players to use. Either they succeed or they don't. And like I said, using Nintendo Labs was one of those interesting risks that was weird for gamers like us, but in terms of them being a family company first and really focusing on youth and family and creativity, you have to say that it was a very interesting gamble. Unfortunately, that gamble didn't last as long, and I don't know if there's still any more of those Nintendo Labos out there. Maybe you could find some out there in eBay. But I think it played a lot. Not only did it play in the emphasis of programming, but also played in the emphasis of engineering and building things, just getting used to building things and how things are operating and work. So into that level and how they were able to connect the two. So yeah, no, I think there was so much interesting stuff that was played around with it.
Yeah, basically. I mean, in terms of the future, obviously, like programming is getting like easier and easier, and now with stuff like Unreal Engine 5, you can basically create AAA quality games by yourself and stuff like that. Like one game in particular I'm looking forward to is a game called Out of Action. It's this like cyberpunk anime first-person shooter that's inspired by Ghost in the Shell and like some of my favorite games, like the Specialist mod from Half-Life.
I remember the Specialist, yes.
Yeah, the Specialist was such a great game. I need to actually re-download that and play that game with some bots just for some nostalgia.
The Specialist is one, and another game that I remember in terms of mods. You probably have played it, Neo Tokyo.
Yep, Neo Tokyo. Yep, it was inspired by Neo Tokyo and Black Light Retribution.
Yes.
But yeah, I've been playing the offline demo, and this is like such a super fun game. It's really impressive, and it's a game that's made by one guy. Only like one person made this game, and it's obviously the demo is just basically a rough, like, a rough showcase of what they're trying to do, because obviously animations are not finished and customization isn't super like finished as well. But
yeah,
it's just really impressive that what this one person was able to create is super impressive. By the way, there's a Kickstarter for that. Go back it.
Oh, really? Nice. Okay. Yep. Cool. Totally cool on that. Yeah. So, with that being said, I like to get into a pet peeve. If you allow me to go into it. So, in terms of bad design and style, so whenever this podcast gets out, Tekken 8 just announced Eddie Gordo.
Yeah.
One of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
Love playing him. However, I am not the biggest fan of his hairstyle.
I didn't think you were going to go there.
Oh, no, I'm going there.
I didn't think
it's terrible. Like, completely terrible. Like,
okay. Well, listen, I'm with you on that. Oh, so
no, please let me finish before let me go on this. I listen, I get it. Like, it's popular. Listen, I enjoyed watching Black Panther, and I get it that Michael B. Jordan now just started a terrible like hair craze now, and that now every character now has it. Not every character needs to have the Killmonger, all right? Yeah. Not everybody needs to have it. Like, back in the day, remember when afros, hey, my name's Afromania. Remember me? Remember afros? Remember a fade? Remember where cornrows used to exist? Like, there's a lot of black hairstyles that could have been out there, and everyone, you decided to go with the Killmonger. Now, other than that, yes, in Tekken 8, you are able to get the dreads back. Yeah, remember dreadlocks, Mike? Remember that? They don't seem to exist. It seems like now every developer, every young black character needs to have the Killmonger now moving forward. Mostly now in a lot of games and media right now. And it's like stop. It's bad. So, yeah, but continue.
Okay, listen. I'm just glad that I'm not the only one who's sick of that freaking hairstyle. Same thing with the freaking half-shaved hairstyle that I'm seeing everywhere. Like, I'm just glad I'm not the only one.
What the half-shaved?
The half-shaved punk hairstyle.
Oh, you're talking for women? Like the women's side? Yeah, that's another bad one.
I don't... like, I have my suspicions on why that hairstyle is showing up everywhere. I'm not gonna say it here because I don't want to get this channel strucken down, but it's just like ugh. It's just like a hairstyle that just needs to go away.
I think there's a lot of things, and that's actually kind of funny. I feel like, unfortunately for like black characters right now, I feel like this is now our like Caucasian white Marine, bald-headed Marine moment. That now that's being struck down in games right now. It just seems like it seems to be the main thing, and unfortunately, like it's a fad that's kind of being played to death, and I kind of wish they would stop doing it.
Yeah, because once you notice it once, you're gonna see it everywhere.
Every day, yeah, everywhere. Which is bad. Like once And here's the thing, it really wasn't that big of a deal until developers now took it over, and now you saw it in Spider-Man
You saw it in
3.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2. It was in Spider-Man 2, which took it over. And even in video games, it's now you started to see it now. Everybody needs to have that haircut, like Static Shock, the new, like, I know I'm going to comic books right now though, but even comic books had it now right now. Like Virgil Hawkins, Static Shock now has the design. It just seems like now everybody has the design. Who's a character from League of Legends?
Echo.
Echo now has that design.
Well, actually, Echo is grandfathered into having that hairset. He had that before it went popular, so he gets a pass.
Yeah.
Echo gets a pass. So.
Sure about that? Okay. All right.
He had it before the Killmonger, so he gets a pass.
I guess. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
okay.
I
Echo
get
gets
it.
a pass.
The hairstyle's everywhere though.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad one. Yeah, and then you'll again, its sister version is the female.
It's the female comb over.
The female
half
shaved. It's the worst version of the mullet in terms of party business on the side, party on the other side.
Yeah.
It's like, it seems like it's the sequential
defiant
default. It's the default.
Yeah, defiant, rebellious look. That's just like
in a cyberpunk setting.
Yeah, and it's just like it doesn't even look good. Like why? I guess it's supposed to be a sign of like rebellion and just towards like norms and whatnot, but come on. Like when everybody's rebelling, is it really rebelling?
No, after a certain point, it starts being bad.
Yeah.
I think, it's one of those game designs that I really needs to die.
Yeah, there's nothing much I can say. Just
no.
Just game developers, stop it.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there any little pet peeves that you have in since we're going on our pet peeves in games, and is there another one that you can think of that you know what?
No.
Please stop doing it.
No, that's the only one.
That's a big one. I
can say for now.
Yeah. Okay. Please just there's other black hairstyles out there you can use. All right, it's okay. You can use all the other styles.
Yep.
That's all I'm gonna say. Now that's my rant.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I can really say.
Is
there anything else you would like to?
No, that was really it. I just needed to get that off my chest, man.
Okay.
But what about you guys? Is there anything? Talk about. Did you like anything in terms of customization? Is there any hairstyles that you want to rant about that we have not talked about? That you don't want. You don't like the mullet? Talk about not liking the mullet. You can go back into that. That's fine.
Nah, I mean, that's all I really have to say. I think this was a pretty cool topic. I mean, we went from customization to creation and
to hating on hairstyles.
Yeah.
All within a course of 40 minutes. It's incredible. It's amazing where this podcast goes, Mike.
Yep. I mean, we start out with one topic and we go into another, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty much it.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's the end of this podcast and this video. If you liked it, please rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm Mike Dot with Afromania, and we are saying peace.
Take care.